Hey folks, what's up? So on today's episode, a dear creator has passed. One of the first geek culture websites co-founders is moving on. One of my favorite movies is now a part of one of my favorite and new publishers. Special day is coming up this Saturday if you're a huge comic book fan. And there's a new restaurant that I must try when I hit New York the next time. So yeah. So are you ready? All right, folks, let's go. Hey folks, what's up? I am Antonio Pomars, and this is the Hungry Bleek Show. Man, I'm Antonio Pomars, Hungry Bleek, the hungriest man in the room. Take the however you like, yada yada yada. So this is the season finale. Yes, this is the season finale. Summer break is coming up, but I'll have more on that a bit later. So summer's coming up. The weather isn't any indication, but it is coming up. So we're going to be doing things a little bit differently in the show, but I'll discuss that a little bit later on in the show. But first, I want to go over some comic book news that some of it is hard, extremely hard. Some of it is a new step. Where do we go from here? And another one is actually really cool, and I want to see what they go with. So let's start with the unfortunate passing of Gerry Conway. So this has been reported all over geek culture, media, and I would be remiss if I did not speak about this creator as well. As reported all over, Gerry Conway, a comic book writer who co-created The Punisher and Ms. Marvel, dies at 73. Anyone who's from that older generation or era, I should say, of comic book creators, especially whether it's Marvel or DC, is always very hard, especially with characters that you absolutely love and that you wear their T-shirts or whatever it is. It's hard, and to be the co-creator of such iconic characters is incredible. Now, when they say Ms. Marvel, they mean Carol Danvers, who is now Captain Marvel. They don't mean Kamala Khan, who is now Ms. Marvel, obviously. But to have written both for Marvel and DC, and depending on the schedule, would have books coming out. I think he had books at points coming out for both companies in the same month. Is just amazing. But one of these dear creators is gone. He was, as it says, he co-created characters such as the Punisher. We said Ms. Marvel, Carol Danvers, Jason Todd, Killer Croc, so many more. One of the things that I always remember about Gerry Conway is the fact of him talking about the Punisher. The Punisher is an anti-hero, is a vigilante, is on the other end of the spectrum as far as law enforcement. And when law enforcement started co-opting the symbol for the Punisher, the skull, the death's head, it was talked about continuously, like, this is very odd that law enforcement would be utilizing the symbol of an anti-hero, a mass murderer, a vigilante, and a serial killer. The Punisher is all the same. More than one thing can be true at one time, and the Punisher has been all those things. And he spoke about it. He said, "You're not supposed to use his symbol. It doesn't. You don't get the character at all. The character would not want you to do this. The character exists because in his world, in the MCU, in the Marvel, in the whatever, the law enforcement was not as effective enough, so he had to take on that role, unfortunately, when his family was murdered. You're not supposed to be using him as like your goal. That's not it. It doesn't make any sense. It was written into the comic as well, where the Punisher said, "You guys are looking for a role model. I'm not it. I'm here because you all are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. That always hit me in a certain way. It was very important to know. I love, I've always talked about loving skull art, which is very beautiful. I have a certain relationship with death, seeing as how I was there. I was I was right there. So something like that always hit me. And the Punisher symbol being so simple and so stark in the darkness, and all you see is this white skull approaching you, and then this hulking guy who is just the personification of death in essence, um, coming at you because you are a murderer, a sadist, a abuser, a sexual assaulter, whatever it is. I always appreciate the fact that he spoke up and said, no, you're not supposed to be co-opting this symbol. You're supposed to be the shining example, not the Punisher. He's not the shining example. I've always enjoyed the character because of his thought process and his methodology and his focus and his drive and the things that are just so he doesn't know anything else. He is death personified. We talk about, like, sometimes I'll actually say that I love characters that are personification of death. And we actually have a character of death in the MCU. But let's be honest, the Punisher is the personification of death in the MCU, in Marvel, what have you. But also creating, so that I actually just loved about him as a creator and saying that, but also to have created one of my favorite characters in the MCU. I haven't read a lot of her comics, but Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, one of the most powerful characters ever. Absolutely amazing. Jason Todd's one of my favorite Robins. I just think he's so great because he's the child that walks off, that wants to be loved so bad, but it does it in the most negative ways possible, and really does try. But he's like that one kid that you go, my first kid, absolutely, but this one, I don't know what happened. So I've always enjoyed that about him. So unfortunately, yes, we have lost this icon in comics. Thank you very much for the characters that you created. Gerry Conway, passing at 73. Thank you. To go on to other news as well. Kind of hard to do that as stepping away from that one, but it just hit me. And that's kind of why I wore my Punisher t-shirt. I have 3 Punisher t-shirts. I have 2 from Old Navy. Caught me way the hell off guard. I was not expecting to see a Punisher t-shirt in Old Navy, and yet got this one, and I have another one where the skull is actually black and it's a gray shirt, what have you. Then I have another one I got from Hot Topic, which is a very dark, almost gray shirt, and it has a big Punisher symbol on the skull, but it's almost like a gray and black camouflage kind of shirt. I haven't worn that one in a while. When everything started happening with law enforcement and them wearing it, I stopped wearing my t-shirts because I didn't feel comfortable with them co-opting the symbol, with them using it, with them utilizing the symbol of the Punisher when that's not what they should be, idolizing. It's not. It doesn't make any sense. So I stopped wearing them. But I had to wear this one because in honor of Mr. Conway and the incredible creator that they were, and for the Punisher, who's one of my favorite characters. And it's funny with the Punisher even having more of a has been, I'm coming up more. There's a new series which there are 3 issues out now. As of today, there are 3 issues out. We have the Punisher is going to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day, as played by John Barenthal. John Barenthal also was in the first season of Daredevil Born Again. Phenomenal job in that as well. And we also have the series that I enjoyed where it was the Punisher and the Hand working together. It was such a phenomenal series, and how it made the relationship between Maria and Frank even more complicated. It was just great. But yeah, we have the Punisher special coming up, that one shot which looks like very, very deep Punisher stuff. Barenthal's doing a great job in honoring the character in a really great way. So, yeah. Next up, we have this one. Caught me off guard because I I read some things off of like websites as far as like geek culture. Some of the stuff I actually see directly from creators. They'll be like, "Oh, hey, I've got this coming out," so I see it right from them on IG and stuff like that. But Newsarama, which is a site I remember reading when I first started getting into things and wanting to find out what was going on here, what was going on there, when I didn't know what to look up really. Newsarama's co-founder um, is exiting uh, from Comics Journal outlet. This is a big deal. This is reported by Popverse. Uh, it's weird to think of it, and so this is Michael Doran. Michael Doran. I'll read the first paragraph. It's the end of a very particular area, with Popverse learning that Michael Doran, comics journalism veteran and co-founder of Newsarama, has parted ways with Games Radar Plus and Newsarama after more than a quarter of a century. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. That was one of the first sites that I can remember looking things up, what have you, and when it would come up on my my browser, stuff like that. When the system started figuring out, oh, he likes to look up stuff about comics, we're gonna just start pushing this stuff up. It is sad. It is odd. I hadn't thought about it. I haven't looked up their site in years because, like I said, most of the things I learned about comic books I'm getting from my feed from Instagram mostly. Every so often Facebook, but mostly Instagram. It'll say, "Oh, hey, I've got this comic coming out. Oh, hey, this merch is coming out. Hey, I'm going to be at this site. This person's left. This person's left," and it'll tell you that. But we still need journalists, actual journalists, actually unbiased journalists who are there to actually inform us and tell us what's happening with this book, with this publisher, with this company, what's going on with this title, what's this, what's that. We actually need journalists. It's very sad that journalism is dying out, I feel. We still have some journalists out there, but it's dying out very much. I'm not a journalist. You will never hear me say I'm a journalist. I am not. I am a geek culture broadcaster. I'm a geek culture analyst. I'm a geek culture reviewer. I am a voice to some of the voiceless, possibly. I'm not CM Punk, not that. But maybe just to say things a little bit louder, just because I have the privilege of being a cisgendered man. And in that case, more people will listen to a cisgendered man than they would the actual people who I'm speaking about, who will be women, who will be female presenting, who will be non-gender conforming, trans people, anything like that. But to not have journalists is scary, especially in today's world where people just say things out of nowhere just to get clicks, likes, shares, to go viral, to have a big viral moment. So this is scary and sad. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. This is one that I kind of think about as a person who comes on here and tells you about Kickstarters and who gives my opinion on certain things. It's wild to think of, but this is a new dawn, a new era. So hopefully we'll have people who will step up, actual journalists who will not just toe the line, but they will tell us what we actually need to say, need to hear, and in an unbiased way, being a true journalist. It makes me think about those old days when I could actually go on a site and I could trust what they were saying. Now you go on, say, Facebook, and people are just yelling out anything. This book and this creator and this and what have you, and it's none of it's true. They just none of it's true. They use an AI for what have you. It's a scary time. So yeah, this is a very odd show to have to be a season finale, honestly. But these are the things that are happening, and I want you to know about that because a lot of things that can change your mind, change your opinion, maybe it'll spark something that'll wake someone up. I don't know. But Yes. Newsarama, very end of an era type of thing, like Pop versus said. Very true. Um, Co-founder, 1998. Damn, that's wild. And I mean, I don't know what you're going to be getting into next, Mr. Dorn, but whatever it is, I hope it's cool. I hope you're able to enjoy whatever it is. You sink your teeth into it, and yes, enjoy some rest. You've definitely earned it, I would say. You have definitely earned it. And our next bit of news is Extraction from Ignition Press. So during the pandemic, we got the movie Extraction, which starred Chris Hemsworth. Obviously, we more knew him from Thor, but then we got these movies coming up on streaming services during COVID, during the pandemic. And Netflix gave us a blockbuster summer during a summer without blockbusters, which was very hard to do. And one of those movies was Extraction. Extraction was based on a graphic novel, I want to say, called La Ciudad, I think. Well, in that strain, the character of Tyler Rake, who is the lead, Chris Hemsworth has played him in Extraction 1, Extraction 2, and I believe there's an Extraction 3 that they're working on now, or that is in some type of production. Well, Ignition Press, being the company that it is, with amazing books like Roots of Madness to start, has Extraction, which I really want to read now, especially since it's from them. So this is the basis for the hit Netflix Extraction franchise. So let me read this to you. The heart-pounding comic that provided the basis to the hit Netflix Extraction franchise returns to print in the stunning new collection edition in full color for the first time. Enter a world of kidnapping, criminals, and unrelenting action in the non-stop story of survival from master storyteller Andy Parks and the minds of the Russo brothers. Yeah, this was really cool. I absolutely love the movies. They are action, they are fast paced, they are wild, they are crazy, they are awesome. And they were a perfect thing for a summer without blockbusters. Like we got that, and we got the old guard from Netflix. And I think that really changed a lot of how movies were going to be done because of COVID. COVID changed a lot of things for a lot of industries, especially entertainment wise. But I'm excited to be able to read more stories from Extraction and the character of Tyler Rake. Huge fan of it. Tyler Rake is a mercenary who basically goes in to get people back from being kidnapped, being stolen, whatever it is. He goes in and does it, and in the most proficient way will get you out, but also will leave a wake of bodies behind. So Ignition Press is going to be putting these out. I really like the covers. The Ignition Press always does such a phenomenal job with having so many beautiful variant covers. The art for these books is absolutely amazing. I am looking at obviously the trade, because I want this whole story, and I had such a great time with these movies. And like I said, when you look at the art for these books, you can feel like the movies and everything that's in them. Honestly, like you can feel the action pack and the pace and everything, which I love. So I'm going to be all in on this. I'm still wondering when Ignition is going to start doing digital comics. They haven't done digital yet, which is what I really want because I'm a digital fan. But I still would like to have this on my coffee table. If you know me, you know I'm big on coffee table books. I love having hardcover. Like right now, I have Musa Mali. Excuse me, Musa, Land of Mali. I have the Books of Slaughter. I also have In the Garden of Darkness and Light and Darkness, Light and Shadow. Excuse me, Light and Shadow. So I have those hardcover books on there. Excited about this. I want this. but I want to see more stories from this range. I love seeing the movies, but I love when we get other stories that are in comic book or novel form that can expand on the stories more, because we can't get a movie like every month. Obviously, we can't. So much work happens in movies that you can't do that. So to be able to get these stories and it expands on it and gives us more from these characters is always exciting and amazing. So yeah, I'm excited about being able to read these books. I think this may be my next purchase, which I'm excited about. So yeah, check out Extraction from Ignition Press. You're gonna have a lot of fun with that. If you haven't seen the movies, go check out 1 and 2. I'm actually rewatching 1 now because I needed something to just jolt me out, and it is a perfect summer blockbuster movie. Absolutely. That's it. And so that's all the news that we have for this week. It being a season finale and all. But I did want to give you something real quick. Okay, so you all know how I am. My hungry spot is always blazing, it's always red, it's always ready to go. Well, I was on IG today. I was going through something, like not mentally. I mean, I was going through like actual feed for a bit, and I saw a post about this ramen spot in New York, and I'm like, okay, cool. I know the ramen spots, and it's a ramen spot owned by a Black woman. You have my attention. So this is a beautiful place called Ramen by Ra. This absolutely knocked me on my ass. So you're gonna give me a ramen spot that's owned by a Black woman? Absolutely, absolutely. So it's owned by Rashida Purdy, a New York City-based chef whose innovative cooking and cultural perspective continue to turn heads in the culinary world. I absolutely love the idea of ramen shops. Huge fan of them. Obviously, I'm a fan of Asian cuisine, ramen, especially during the winter and the fall when it starts getting a little cold and it's rainy. That ramen will knock whatever is in you out of you. It will heal your mind, your body, your soul. Like your credit score will go up. I mean, I don't want to put all that on the ramen, but it does a lot for you. It feels so good. And I love frequenting restaurants, establishments that are owned by Black folks, particularly Black women. I love going in. Just the feeling, the vibe when you walk through the door. It's a different kind of energy. It's a different kind of flow. It always will be. It always has been. So to learn about this place, I was like, "Ooh, okay, bet. Let me check this out." And it's open from 9 to 5, great hours, and it looks like it has more of a it has window service, by the way, which is cool, and it also has pre-orders you can do. You can make reservations. They have broth cups, they have breakfast bowl, and they have ramen cups on the go. Absolutely, you got me. Now they're open from Wednesday to Sunday. Perfect hours. I would love to go in here on a Sunday, to be honest with you. But let's check out the menu because some of the stuff they had was absolutely beautiful. Now it looks like the ramen that they have in the broth is made from chicken. It is not pork, which is the only thing I have issue with some places is I go in and I want ramen, but I have to get the clear broth and not the flavor because the flavor is pork. I don't need pork. Um, just something I've done. But I love the different types of they're almost like breakfast ramen and brunch ramen, which I absolutely love. And they'll actually tell you that, oh, it's pork. They'll tell us folded eggs. They have soy eggs as well. Got a very, very eclectic menu for ramen. And I want this. I want to try this so badly. I'll be in New York at the end of May. So yes, absolutely. I want to try this out. This is what I really want to, excuse me, folks. This is what I really want to speak on because the decor of the place looks really cool. And I'm excited to try out, again, a new restaurant, something different, a different flavor, different style. And to go in, ramen shop from a Black woman, absolutely. So they have ramen, let's just say. They also have add-ons you can have on there as well. There's breakfast bowl, and then they bao. I feel like I'm saying it wrong every single time I say it. And it also have beverage as well. Nice light menu. It looks like everything is very well full of flavor. Definitely feeling it. I've been eyeing up the steak and eggs. I'm gonna be honest with you, um, because I haven't had steak and eggs in a while. They have lox. I've only had lox a couple of times, but I want to try that as well. But the steak and eggs is really what is hitting me right now, definitely because of the bacon and pork bacon. So that's a no for me. But they have steak, steak and eggs, steak and fried egg. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be all on that. So this is a place called uh, Ramen by Ray. I definitely think this is going to be a spot that I'm going to be hitting up next time I go to the city because I need to check out some breakfast places. And for it to be open from 9 to 5, I feel is a beautiful time. But you can also do to go. You can also pre-order, which I think is great. I can do a pre-order, go down there, and I think it's maybe about. I'm trying to think. I think it was maybe like 20, 20 to 30 minutes from Penn Station if you take the train. Or if it's a beautiful day and you want to get your walk on, it's about 50 minutes. So you get your walk on, you get there, you're full of, hunger and everything. You're gonna satiate yourself there, get yourself a nice beverage, get you some raw, maybe some ball, steak and eggs, or maybe you do bacon, eggs, whatever you want to do. Eat it, then take another walk because around that time it should be a beautiful time in the city with spring weather coming up. It absolutely is amazing. So yeah, check out uh, Ramen by Ray. I'm so excited to go there. Absolutely excited. So that's everything for news and the restaurant. But folks, I got to give you my bleak perspective before I go. The last few weeks, I have been in a weird way. Mental health wise, I was really down, but then I got up when I had a nice rest. I told you about my not last weekend, but the weekend before that when I was in New York for a couple of days, and it was just relaxing. It was very nice. It was pleasing. I had a great time. Ate well as well. One thing about me, I'm going to eat well, and I just had a really great time. But then I got back home. My mother was great. I was so happy. Um, and then I went to work, and I just wasn't feeling it. And I've talked about not feeling my job for a while now, ever since my coworker uh, died last year, and it's just been something missing. Um, and the last couple weeks has been hard. And today I was at work and I was, doing my thing, and I just felt like, I felt drained, I felt exhausted, I felt empty, I felt hollow, and I began to say, "Is this my calling?" I'm always amazed by people who have their callings, no matter what industry it's in, whether it's food, whether it's being an artist in whatever medium, whether it's an athlete, whether you are um, a, a mechanic and you love the idea of fixing cars and making them work and figure out what's wrong and what have you and all that. And I was at work and I was just like, this doesn't feel, I don't get any fulfillment. I mean, I do my job and I do my thing and then I go on about my business, but I want to be able to feel fulfilled mentally, physically, um, financially, obviously. And I was thinking about it. If you have your calling and you're into it and you're doing it and it's beautiful and you're feeling fulfilled in all those ways, congratulations to you and stay with that, flow with that, love that. A lot of people don't get to be in their calling or they don't get a calling or they couldn't do their calling because they had to to take their responsibilities and their calling wouldn't fit into what they had to do to get things done. Maybe I'm middle aged, crisis. Maybe I'm in some, I don't know, but I'm just feeling differently about everything, and it's wild. And I'm thinking about my calling. Is it this? Is it coming to you each week, whether it's myself solo, or whether it's with my amazing co-hosts talking to you about that? movie that's coming out, or that comic, or that game, or what have you, talking and doing interviews. It feels like it. But I have some thinking to do. Within the next 6 months, something is going to change. I'm going to do something drastic that's going to change everything. I'm going to do something drastic, like it could be any small thing or it could be a big thing, but it will be something that will change everything that I do and how I do it. Because I feel my calling is right at the door. But if you have the ability to and you're able to do it, please do. If you're already in it, congratulations to you. I hope it fulfills you. I hope you are loving every bit of it. It's awesome. If you have not been able to have your calling or to do it, I hope you're able to. I hope in so much, shape, or form you're able to get to do it, and it just makes you glow and shine and prosper, and you love it. But think about that. The calling. It's always something. All right. So on that note, folks, I'm going to let you go. But remember, this Saturday is the special day. It is Free Comic Book Day. Go to your local comic book shop, and they will have a selection of free comics that you will be able to take home with you. They are ones specially made for Free Comic Book Day. It's not like you can go in and get, that you can pick, any comic at the store. There are particular ones that are made for Free Comic Book Day. But as always, while you're in the shops and you're getting the free comics, browse around and buy some of the comics too, because it's beautiful. Make it a family thing. Like I said, I absolutely love the idea of it being a family thing. Going in with your family, your partner, partners, children, go in, get your free comics, and you look around for other comics that you might like. If you're not sure what you're going to like, ask, and people there, they'll be more than happy and more than qualified to give you some recommendations on what you can read, what you might like, what would be appropriate for your children. If you have small children, you want to be careful they don't read anything that's a little too much for them. As far as content wise, obviously, yes, they'll be more than willing to do that, and to give you some great recommendations, and also to let you know it, because a lot of times the free comics that they have are actually going to be previews of what's going to be coming out in a month or 2 months later, maybe certain storylines, what have you. And you can always go, oh, hey, this looks really cool. Is this out yet? No, it's not, but it's going to be coming out in X amount of month. Hey, if you want, pre-order it. Pre-order it. Sometimes we'll have really cool covers as well. Pre-order it, get it, and then they'll have it for you. Or if you want to pre-order and have them send it to you, ship it, whatever that store's policies and practices are, go with that, and you'll have a lot of fun. All right. So on that note, folks, I will see you not next week, but the week after, because we are going to start our summer series. That is right. Excuse me. Yes, let me just make sure I got the date right, because I keep thinking dates are wrong and I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. So on Wednesday, May 13th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on the Hungry Bleek channel, we're going to start our summer series where we are going to be having fun talks. We're only going to be doing one show a week. It is going to be myself, Robert Jeffrey, Jabba Chan. We're going to be talking about different topics like what we like, perfect summer cookout food. We got that on lock too. We're going to be talking about our summer read list, our summer watch list. We're also going to have episodes where we have like a book club, watch club kind of a thing, where each of us in the months of June, July, and August, we're each going to pick a month. We're going to pick either a series, a movie, or a comic that we like. We're going to take the month to read it or watch it, and then at the end, we're going to talk about it and discuss what we liked about it, what we didn't. Excuse me, folks. And what was cool about it. But at this time, we're also going to have guests as well. Yes, we're going to have guests that are going to be coming on to talk about these things with us as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We want the Hungry Bleek channel to be the place where you come to hang out this summer. We're trying to have fun. We're trying to make it light. We are trying to we want this to be the summer hangout. So this will be the last week that you see a mug. So I had to do blurred domination, obviously. Thank you always to Kanisha Williams. Thank you. You gave me something that I didn't think I could ever have. And I always appreciate that, you making me your comic book quiz master. I truly appreciate that. But yes, from now on, summertime, it will be red cups and it will be juice. There might even be water, sparkling water. I don't know. But we will have the red cup will be filled with beverages that will be ice cold, chilled, and we'll be having fun. We won't be doing it next week. This week will be our last Geek Culture Upfront episode. And then after that, like I said, we're just going to be taking it light and having fun for the summer guests. We're going to be talking about cookout foods. We're going to be talking about our reasons. We're going to be talking about comics and anime, movies, series, books, everything. We're going to have a huge amount of time to just have fun. And I'm so excited for it and so happy for it. The Hungry Bleak will not be going on unless something catastrophic happens or something big. Like if we have interviews and something's really going on, then the Hungry Bleak will be open for that. But regularly scheduled, no. We will be doing our summer series and having fun. All right. So on that note, you have a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of it. Please be safe. Drink water. Take your vitamins and take your meds, whether it's for physical, emotional, or mental ailment. I'm not trying to please you. I just want you to be the best you that you can be. All right. And I will see you in a week. In that time, remember, yes, I'm angry. Yes, I'm frustrated. Yes, it is ridiculous. But I'm going to end it on a positive note. Do a wonderful thing. And I'll see you later. All right. Peace.